Alright guys, so finally, Roblox Piggy Book 2 Chapter 7 is out, and there is a lot to go over in this video. We have 4 new cutscenes, 2 different endings. We have a secret unlike any other Easter egg we have seen in Piggy before. We've got new notes to go over. We've got 2 new skins. Basically, there is a lot to talk about in this video, and we're going to be talking about all of it. This is pretty much everything you need to know about Roblox Piggy Book 2 Chapter 7. Before we hop into it, just as always with every new Piggy chapter, I'm going to be giving out some Robux. If you want some Robux, it's very simple. Just make sure you're subscribed to the channel and leave a comment down below with your Roblox name. Make sure you're in my Roblox group and you're good to go. But make sure you're subscribed. It's very, very important. Anyway, let's first go ahead and start off with the story of this chapter, because there are actually 2 different versions of the story that you're going to get based on the ending you got in Chapter 6. So if you guys don't know, back in Book 2, Chapter 6, there's actually 2 different endings you can get, all right? Number 1 is the Survivor ending, which is the ending you get by not saving all of the TSP members. That's the Survivor ending. Now, if you save all 6 TSP members inside of Book 2, Chapter 6, then you actually get the Savior ending, and depending on which one you get a different version of the story in this chapter. So let's first talk about what happens in the story, and then we'll talk about the differences depending on which ending you get. And by the way, yes, if you're curious, you can go back and replay Book 2, Chapter 6, get a different ending there, and then play the new chapter, and it'll carry over. You can do that if you want to see both of them. Anyway, the story here is Willow and the group. They get to the port, and Willow does have a boat, but it is revealed that Tigre did actually steal Willow's boat. Willow no longer has the boat, so they can't get across the ocean to where they need to go, to where Daisy, the military, where William is, where the Cure is. They need a boat. So in order to get a boat, they basically decide to see if the lighthouse in this map is still working. Reactivate the lighthouse, and any nearby boats will see, come to the lighthouse, and hopefully pick them up. So that's pretty much exactly what happens here. They reactivate the lighthouse, a boat comes to pick them up. It is not the Madonna. That's this one. That's not the Madonna. I forget what the boat's called off the top of my head. It's not really that important though. What is important though is that the captain of the boat is actually Budgie. Budgie is now actually an official canon character. Captain Budgie is the captain of the boat, not Grandpa Piggy, Captain Budgie. And Captain Budgie basically tells the group that all of his crewmates are infected with the virus, the Piggy infection, and he has them all locked up downstairs in the boat, down floor, down under the boat, downstairs in the boat, the bottom of the boat. And he says that if they want to get across the ocean to where they need to go, where the military is, where William is, where the Cure is, all of that, well, they're going to actually have to go down to where the infected piggies are and get the gas for the boat, because the boat is actually out of gas. And that's pretty much where this chapter ends. It ends with, the whole crew going down to the bottom of the boat to not only avoid the infected piggies there, but get the gas for the boat so that the boat can get across the ocean. Now, here's where the differences lie. Depending on which ending you got in Chapter 6, like I said before, the difference here is that Mimi may or may not be here. So if you did not save all the TSP members inside of Chapter 6, then Mimi will stay behind with Giraffe, because Giraffe got shot. He's hurt. She will stay behind with him, and she will not be coming along with us on this journey. If you did save all 6 TSP members back in Chapter 6, then Mimi will actually come with us, and Giraffe will stay with the TSP members. Now, the difference here is in the ending cutscene, Mimi actually says that she knows an engineer on the other side of the ocean, an engineer that will be able to help the group. If you get the Survivor ending and Mimi's not there, well, of course, nobody will know about this engineer, and this engineer will won't be able to help the group. So for right now, that's the difference, all right? Mimi knows someone on the other side of the ocean, an engineer that will be able to help us, but depending on which ending you get, Mimi may or may not be there. We'll have to see where this, this story continues in the next chapter. Next chapter, totally going to be the boat, by the way. It's also going to be coming out in 2 weeks. Going to be pretty exciting. Now, let's talk about the skins for this chapter. There's 2 new skins. First off, we have the Kraken skin. This is the non-canon skin. This is the skin by Tenuous Flea. It's really awesome. One of my favorite skins of the game. I think it's a really fun skin. Nothing to be taken too seriously. It just looks really cool. I think it's like 700 coins if you want to purchase it. And in order to get it, all you have to do is purchase it. Just go in the store, buy it, and it is yours. No, the next skin is actually an infected dolphin inside of a diving suit. And we know it's a dolphin because the name starts with a D. The names of the skins in this chapter are so confusing, but it's a dolphin. Anyway, let's talk about the notes for this chapter, and then we're going to talk about the crazy Easter egg in this chapter. So let's go over the notes. So the first note is actually inside of the brown building upstairs in the little hallway with the broken down, basically you can't get into it because there's a lot of, rubble and just chairs stacked and boxes stacked. You can't get in the hallway. There's a little note right there, and it basically says, if you're reading this, stay out. Please don't come upstairs. I do not want to be seen. I feel at peace. I feel safe for the first time in life. Do not come upstairs. This town is cursed. Not really sure who wrote that or what it's referencing, but it's there. Maybe it'll come and play in in the future. Also want to say right next to that note where you can find it, if you actually look up the stairs a little bit, you're actually going to see the very same binoculars that we saw in Chapter 1, The Alley. So whoever was watching us in Chapter 1, The Alley, seems to also be in this town. You can't really go up there to look at them, but they're there. Moving on, though, there's actually a diary inside of the lighthouse. Someone was living inside the lighthouse. We don't know who yet, but it says, still thinking about their screams, but I had to do it. The outside world was doomed. The lighthouse was safe. I had to keep it that way. I had to keep it that way. I don't know how much longer I can hold out here. Power's running low. Food is short. I sometimes wonder if being one of them cures the burdens of being alone in this world. Should I try? So basically, whoever was in this lighthouse locked out everyone outside the lighthouse, and they were pounding on the door to get in, and he basically just sat there and listened to them all get eaten and turned into an infected piggy. So that's pretty dark. No, the next note is actually on top of a cabinet inside the blue building, and it says, is something going on upstairs? It sounds like someone's digging through a wall or something. I know, a ridiculous thought. Maybe I'm going crazy. Back to bed, I guess. Now, speaking of going through a wall here, you can actually fire a harpoon gun to the top of the lighthouse, climb up to the top of the lighthouse, and on the corner of the lighthouse, right beneath it, it says, how far would you go for your safety, good friend? How about we make a deal? Now, this note here is different from the other ones because this note is the grungy, dark, gray, amber note that Mr. Stitchy writes. All the other Mr. Stitchy notes that are in the game, they have this exact same style. This note was written by the Insolence, by Mr. Stitchy. Again, we don't really know much about it right now, but this is another part of our clue, so just keep note of it in your mind, and maybe it'll come into play in the next chapter. Now, let's talk about the Easter egg, okay? Because this is a really creepy Easter egg that also has to do with the Insolence and Mr. Stitchy, okay? There is a note in the corner of the map by a building that says, do not knock. Basically, just leave me alone. Don't knock on this door, and there's a door right next to that note. Now, you can knock on that door, but in order to knock on that door, you actually need to find 5 eyes of Insolence around the map. Hidden around the map, there's going to be 5 different eyes of Insolence that you will actually be able to click on, and when you click on one, it actually disappears, okay? There's one in the lighthouse on a cabinet, the side of the cabinet right there by the door. There's one right outside the lighthouse on the back of a box near the, I guess, the corner of the map right there. There's one inside the blue building right by the cash register, right when you go up into the doors right there. There's one on the upstairs top of the blue building right here in this, I guess, right next to this cabinet, you know, where you put the plank down and you go into the wall and it's kind of like broken down. It's right there. You can see it right there in the screenshot. And then the last eye of Insolence is actually right next to the green building on the left corner of the map, right down here on a pillar. Now, when you click all of those 5 eyes of Insolence and they disappear, you can actually go up to this door here, the one that says not to knock, and you can actually click on the door and it will actually knock on the door. Now, when you knock on the door, this little dude here comes flying out. He goes really, really fast, and how he works is basically like this. He's going to go after the first person he sees. He goes really fast. He's really hard to avoid, and once he oofs someone, he disappears and vanishes. Now, as far as I know, and I have tested this quite a bit, he doesn't really do anything. There's nothing you can get him to do. He just kind of pops out, scares you, and then oofs someone, and then disappears completely for the rest of the map. But he is really scary looking, and if you look at him, he actually kind of looks like Mr. Stitchy, except without the bear mask. Now, I'm actually going to have a full theory on this guy here and what's going on with this town and Mr. Stitchy and the Eyes of Insolence, because there's a lot to talk about, and honestly, it's going to be its whole separate video because there's just so much to talk about with this and so many theories and so much going on. So again, make sure to subscribe because I'm going to make an entire video talking about this little dude and what I think is going on with him. All I know is whatever this thing is, it is definitely not a normal human. It's definitely not a normal animal. It is definitely some sort of like evil creature. So ghost, evil creature stuff officially confirmed in Piggy. Once again, there you go. Now, the Piggy updates don't actually end there because later today, Minitoon's actually going to be dropping the hard mode update for Piggy, which is going to be adding in hard mode versions of all the maps, a new brand new difficulty, which is going to be really fun. I think there's going to be some more like rewards, maybe some skins you can earn from that. I'm really excited. Make sure you're subscribed. Okay, leave your Roblox name down below. I'm going to be streaming that later today. It's going to be awesome. I'm also going to be competing in an Arsenal tournament live right here on the channel with Minitoon himself. Minitoon and I are going to be teaming up. We're going to be doing this Arsenal tournament for some money. Then we're going to be doing this Piggy update. It's going to be great. Make sure you're subscribed. Keys and star code Creek. I'll see you guys there for the live stream. If I missed anything, let me know down below. I think I covered everything pretty much top to bottom. But again, if I missed anything, let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later today for that awesome new Piggy live stream. See you guys there. Bye.